Hi, Abby. We're supposed to head the event.
Sir, it's good afternoon, sir. It seems it's Olajide.
Okay, yeah, good afternoon. All right. And also to reach out to the speakers, the event just to okay. Just let me know if there's anybody to make a calls while the event is on. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. Please, let's forward the link to our various group. We are still expecting more persons, at least 10, 10 candidates per chapter. So, section chapter president, please let's forward this message, the link to our various group. Let our students start joining. Um, okay. Okay. Good evening, everybody. While waiting for others to join the call, please, for those of us that are just joining, please don't forget to attach the name of your chapter name behind. As you are joining, add your chapter name behind it. You can rename it, then add your chapter name. All right. We are currently the moderator, waiting for the moderator. Um, AC, are you on the call? Please confirm you can hear me. AC, are you on the call?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Okay, please help us reach out to the moderator.
Okay. Okay, please, the moderator is having issue in joining the call right now. Hello.
I can hear you, say.
Okay, I think the moderator is having an issue in joining the call, so I think I'll go to problem.
Okay, that means you moderate for us now.
No problem. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Good evening, all. So we're waiting for the slide to be shared. We'll be having a 2 days technical lecture program, which we are going to learn about the future oil enhanced oil recovery technologies. Please, can you guys share the link, please? The turn up is quite low. So let's take our opening remark by Mr. AB. Mr. AB on the call, please. Unmute yourself, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, well done, team. I'm so happy to be here again. It's a gathering of all our student chapters, where I also served, as student affairs chair in the last board year. And technical lectures like this has really proven to be very beneficial for most of our students. We see most of us shining in various contests, especially we have always had at least one of our student chapters always in the limelight of technical presentations, and even the Petrol Bowl. Thanks to things like this, that helps to refine our mind and also know about the industry. Also, the section has been particular about technical things like this in terms of the field visit, industrial trip that we'll go for. But more importantly is actually the subjects that we're dealing today. Beyond primary recovery, the future of oil with enhanced oil recovery technologies. We have most of our fields that are now marginal. It means that in terms of the recovery, most of the primary recovery has been done, right? And so we're looking towards secondary recovery and then the tertiary recovery, which has to do with this enhanced oil recovery. And it's true, convenient to see that students right now on this call might be championing some of these EUR techniques in the future to extract some of these leftover oils. And this presentation is really very beneficial for us all to be able to prepare in the future to come. Some places have already started using the oil techniques, but especially in Nigeria right now, we have not started exploiting some of these technologies. I believe the presentation from Dr. Nabi Samir will help to broaden our scope, give us the needed knowledge, to come up with effective solutions on these EUR techniques. And I even hope beyond all that maybe one or two of our students from this presentation can even have, technical papers, do research on this, and especially as the presenter is always willing to help student chapters and student chapter members alike to come up with solutions that can be tailored, to Nigeria around for application in new oil techniques. I don't want to bore you. I know the presenter is fully ready. I've seen him in other engagements in other sessions, and I must really say thanks for the support, massive support, especially to our student chapters in Nigeria. I look forward to, please just grab your pen and make sure you get a lot from this. That's what SP is known for: professional networking, technical knowledge enhancement, and a lot of things. Thank you for inviting me for doing this opening remark. I look forward to this being very beneficial to you now in the future. Yeah, thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Mr. Avery, for that welcoming remark. Thank you so much. So our safety brief will be taken by Emmanuel. Emmanuel, are you on the call? Please unmute yourself, please. Emmanuel from Uzero.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. Yeah, I'll be taking the safety brief. First in line, you should mute your mind when not speaking. Raise up your hand if you have anything to speak, if you have anything to contribute. Ensure you can still hear the fire alarm with your headset if you are putting on any. Be at alert and aware of your environment. Use the chat button for questions, comments, and contribution. Maintain a good sitting posture and always ensure you stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. So our welcoming address is all to be taken by our session chair, but unfortunately it's not available. So welcoming all to this technical event, our technical lecture. Please, I hope and I'm sure you guys are with your pen and your book to jot down some things. So our introduction to speaker will be taken by Paul. Paul, are you on the call, please? You have to introduce our speaker.
Okay. Please confirm you can hear me. All right.
John, I'll cook me fish. John, what I'll cook me fish, Abby? If you call my name,
Please, if you are not speaking, mute your mic.
Okay, sorry for that. Introduction of our speaker. All right, thank you, sir. Dr. Nabil Sameh is an accomplished petroleum engineer and educator with extensive experience in the oil and gas industry. He currently serves as the business development manager at Nile Oil Service Petroleum Company, NICO, and is a drilling engineer with Calda Company. Over the years, he has served as a freelance professor and technical advisor to numerous training institutions and oil field companies across the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. These include a petroleum service company, Akidu Training Emirates, Horizon Oil Well Academy, Adaptive Geoenergy, Iraq, ELIS Training, Yemen Center, Petro Oil Company, Petronovo Petroleum Service, AIJO for Petroleum Training Libya, and Oil Stream Services, Iraq. He also academic leadership position at Petroleum Oil Services, Libya, Yaoundé Center, Cameroon, Petroskill Academy. Dr. Sameh continues to lecture for STC Oil and Gas Company, Z Petro, ED Vantage, Learning India, the Syria Geologists Association, Yemen Petroleum and Mineral Center, and the Online Petroleum Academy. And platforms such as AAPG, SP, SEG, IPE, and URI. In addition to his academic contribution, he supports business strategy and marketing at SNT Company and non-merchant. Dr. Sameh holds a master's degree from Suez University and earned a professional master's and PhD degrees from Manchester International University in England. He obtained additional professional master's and PhD degrees from Moscow International University in Russia, specializing in reservoir engineering and drilling engineering. His academic background and practical field experience make him a respected figure globally in technical training, drilling operations, and energy education. Thank you. Over to moderator.
Oh, thank you, Manuel. So let's Welcome our speaker. Please, I need you to clap for our speaker. Welcome our speaker. Please, please, please. A round of applause, please. Let's clap for our speaker. So, sir, please, are you on the call? Please, we love you to share your screen. Our speaker on the call. So while we wait for our speaker to share.
Yes.
Okay,
Dr.
sir.
Nabi is on the call. Yeah, just call his name. Yes, so he knows Dr. Nabi. Yeah,
Okay,
he's on the call.
thank you. Dr. Nabe, please, can you share your screen? Dr. Nabe, please, can you share your screen? So while we wait for our speaker to share our screen, please, I'm dropping a link on the chat box. If an attendance, please, can you just tap on the link and start filling your attendance sheet, please? It's very important. Thank you. Dr. Nabe, please share your screen.
Okay, Dr. Samuel, we can't hear you, but we know you're trying to speak. Okay.
Yes. Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. So
Thank
now we
you.
can start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll talk about the EOR, which is enhanced oil recovery. Okay. The enhanced oil recovery, which is referred to as advanced method used to extract more oil from the reservoir after primary and secondary recovery methods become inefficient. So it can recover 30 to 60% or more of the original oil in place, compared to only 20 to 40% from the primary and secondary method combined. So there will be three major EOR categories, which is like the thermal recovery and the gas injection and the chemical injection. Okay.
Hello, sir. Dr. Nabi, please, we can't hear you anymore. I guess our speaker is having network issues.
Yeah, it's network. Let's just wait for him. Or the moderator, you can just carry on from here now.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Ebi, can you hear me? Remember?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, can you stop recording the call?
I'm not the one recording, actually. I don't know who's recording again.
So don't worry. Maybe you can just you can stop recording. You are the host now. Yeah.
My voice clear?
Yes,
Yes, we
sir.
can hear you now.
Okay. So there are three major AR categories, which are the thermal recovery, gas injection, and the chemical injection. Before we continue about the introduction for the thermal recovery, which is steam flooding, which is injecting steam to reduce oil viscosity, cyclic steam simulation, which is also called huff and puff, in situ combustion, which is a type in the thermal recovery, which is known as igniting part of the reservoir to heat the surrounding oil. For the gas injection, which is injecting gases like CO2 or hydrocarbon gas that mix with an oil. Immiscible, which is gases don't mix but help push the oil. The common gases we have the CO2, nitrogen, and natural gas. CO2, which is carbon dioxide. For the chemical injection, which is increases water viscosity to improve swap efficiency, which is known as polymer flooding. Surfactant flooding, which is lowers the interfacial tension between oil and water. Alkaline, which is alkaline surfactant polymer, which is a combination for maximum effect. Also, our introduction, which is we talk about the reserve phase behavior enhanced oil recovery, currently used EOR in processes. For the EOR method, which is used to improve reservoir recovery and efficiency, used to improve the reservoir recovery and efficiency and explains their difference for each method, state whether it can improve displacement, vertical or aerial swap efficiency, and explain how it works. Also, for the factors affecting EOR selection, we have the reservoir temperature and pressure, crude oil viscosity and composition, rock and fluid properties, economic consideration, and environmental regulations. And from the benefits of the EOR, which is increases oil recovery significantly, extend the life of mature field, makes use of existing infrastructure, and some EOR method, which is like CO2 injection, help reduce carbon emissions. From the challenges of EOR, high cost and operational complexity, environmental concern, reservoir heterogeneity, and scaling and injectivity issues, especially in chemical EOR. Course outline continued to talk about this for the screening criteria for enhanced oil recovery method, understanding fractional flow theory and Buckley-Leverett 1D displacement to evaluate the effect of relative permeability and fluid viscosity in the fractional flow equation. Estimate oil recovery by using Buckley-Leverett styles and Dijkstra-Parzon methods, planning for water flooding. So far as an introduction for the reserves, which is quantities of petroleum from known accumulation available for production and quantities which are anticipated to become available within a practical time frame. Through additional field development, technological advances or exploration. For reserves in the context of the enhanced oil recovery, when discussing reserves in EOR, the focus shifts to how EOR technologies convert unrecoverable oil into recoverable reserve. So enhanced oil recovery not only increases the recovery factor, but also leads to reclassification of resource into proven or probable reserve. So also for the original oil in place, which is total volume of oil estimated in the reservoir, recovery factor, which is we have the primary recovery, which is from 10 to 20% of the original oil in place, and secondary recovery, which is from 20 to 40%, and the EOR method, which it can increase the recovery factor to 50 to 70% or more, depending on the reservoir and the method. So from the benefits of the reserve expansions via EOR, which is extends field life, increases assist assessed value. Both national reserves important for OPEC or IOC or NOIC metrics support energy security goals. And from the challenges in EOR reserve estimation, we have the high uncertainty in heterogeneous reservoir, economic risk due to fluctuating oil prices, and difficulty in scaling up from pilots, complex modeling and simulation required. Okay. Also, for the SPE formulates rules for estimating reserve are values or are volumes that will produced under current operating practices, prices, taxes, costs, and others. There are categories of reserve. We have the proved and probable and possible reserve. So for the proved reserve, which the proved is the most important, for the proved reserve, which is quantities of petroleum that can be recovered within reasonable certainty by using current technology under existing economic and regulatory conditions. So once again, for the meaning of proved reserve, which is quantities of petroleum that can be recovered within reasonable certainty by using current technology under existing economic and regulatory conditions. For the probable reserve, which is additional reserves that are less certain than 1P but have a greater than 50% likelihood of recovery, depend on factors such as improved oil prices, further development, refinement of geological data. Also depend on factors such as improved oil prices, further development and refinement of geological data. For the possible reserve, which is reserves that are less likely to be recovered, more than 10% certainty, often due to economic, technical, or geological uncertainty, can become 2P or 1P within new data or improved economics. So for the proved reserve, which is must be at least 90% likely to be produced, must be based on the actual production tests or similar highly reliable information, may be reported to various agencies, stockholder, and the general public, are estimated and changed within time. And as I said also about the proved reserve, which is quantities of petroleum that can be recovered within reasonable certainty by using current technology under existing economic and regulatory conditions. Sorry, for probable and possible reserve, which is rarely reported outside the company, are useful to keep track for future opportunities, measures of exploratory success. Resources are not expected to be produced unless some critical factor, usually economics, changes in the future. Also for the Probable and possible. For the probable, which is additional reserves that are less certain than 1P but have a greater than 50% likelihood of recovery, depend on factors such as improved oil prices, refinement of geological data. For the possible, which is reserves that are less likely to be recovered, which is more than 10%, often due to economic, technical, or geological uncertainty, often speculative and not booked as firm assist. Also, we have the conventional crude oil reserve, which is 1 trillion barrel. Middle East choose Canada, United States, other Western Hemisphere, rest of the world. Heavy crude oil and natural bitumen deposits, which is 5.4 trillion barrel. Canada, United States, Middle East, rest of the world, other Western Hemisphere. So this shows the worldwide distribution of conventional crude oil and heavy hydrocarbon. Okay. This shows the greatest oil reserve as of year 2006, which is the greatest one in Saudi Arabia. And the last one, which is in India, of proved reserves. Also, this shows the greatest gas reserve as of year also, which is Russia, which is the most one in the proved reserve. And the last one, which is Kuwait. Okay. For oil recovery, we have the primary recovery and secondary recovery. So for the primary recovery, which is using only the natural energy of reservoir, typically recovers up to 50% of original oil in place. So for the primary recovery, which is extraction of oil using the natural energy of the reservoir without external fluids, we have the solution gas drive, which is the natural drive mechanism, which is gas dissolved in oil expands and pushes oil into the wellbore. Gas cap, which is free gas in a gas cap, expands, pushing oil downward. Water drive, which is natural aquifer pressure, pushes our oil towards the well. Gravity drainage, which is oil drains due to gravity from high to low zone. Combination drive, which is a mix of the above, which is the mix of the solution gas drive, gas cap, water drive, and gravity drainage. Also for the features, which is lowest cost recovery phase, requires minimal surface facility. Recovery factor, which is from 5 to 20% of original oil in place. For the second recovery, which involves adding an energy to the natural system by injecting water to maintain pressure and displace oil, also known as water flood. So typical recovers are from 25 to 45% of original in place after primary recovery, which is average is 32%. So for the common second recovery methods, we have the water flooding, which is inject water into the reservoir, displace oil towards production, and cost-effective and widely used. Injects gas for the gas injection, helps maintain pressure and improve swap efficiency. For the features, which is moderate cost, improves oil recovery, the recovery factor, which is up to 20 till 40% of original oil in place, which includes the primary and the secondary, often implemented when reservoir pressure drop below bubble point. For the tertiary, which includes all other methods, used to increase the amount of oil recovered. Typically recovered, which are from 50 to 20% of original in place after primary and secondary recovery. Secondary and tertiary recovery are together referred to as the enhanced oil recovery. So also for the tertiary recovery, which is referred to the advanced method, which is used after primary and secondary recovery to extract residual oil that remains trapped in the reservoir. So these methods after properties of oil or the reservoir to mobilize more hydrocarbon. So from the main types of the enhanced oil recovery, we talked about the thermal recovery, which is inject heat to reduce oil viscosity, best for heavy oil reservoirs, and gas injection EOR, which is inject gases that mix or swell oil, improving mobility, gases used in CO2 or natural gas or nitrogen. And types, we have the miscible and immiscible. For the miscible, which is gas mixes completely with an oil, and immiscible, which is gas displaces oil without mixing. For the chemical EOR, which is inject chemicals to reduce interfacial tension, improve swap, or increase water viscosity. For the polymers, which is seeker water to improve swap efficiency, lower surface tension to mobilize oil. And alkali, which is react with an oil to form in situ soap. And from the challenges in tertiary recovery, we have the high cost complex reservoir behavior and the waste handling emissions, which is except in CO2 storage. Also, the facts of oil recovery, which is petroleum reserves definitions are not static and will be revised as additional geological or engineering data become available or as economic conditions change. So reserve attributed to either natural energy or improved recovery method. Okay. Methods to improve recovery efficiency. We have the discovery, we have the which is consists of the natural flow and artificial lift. Methods to improve the recovery efficiency, the EOR and the production. Injection control. And also the strategic wellbore placement. For the production control, which ensures the optimal oil and gas extraction while injecting oil, while injection control manages fluid injection like water, gas, or chemicals to maintain reservoir pressure and improve the swap efficiency. So from the objectives, we have the maximize hydrocarbon, ensure well productivity, avoid formation damage. Also, the common issues in production injection control, which is to reduce oil production, poor swap efficiency, formation fracturing, water recycling, and plugging of tubing and injectors. Also, we have the strategic wellbore placement. Which is also referred to the intentional positioning and trajectory design of a well within the subsurface reservoir to maximize contact within production zones and enhance drainage and avoid geological or operational hazard. So for the enhanced oil recovery, which is include oil methods that use external sources of energy or materials to recover oil that cannot be reduced economically by conventional means. Okay. For the water flooding, we have the which is an enhanced oil recovery method where water is injected into the reservoir to maintain or increase reservoir pressure and displace oil toward producing wells by improving oil recovery primary production. So from the advantages of water flooding, which is increased recovery, Relatively low cost secondary recovery, simple to operate and monitor. Also, we have the thermal methods, which is like the steam stimulation, steam flooding, hot water drive, and in situ combustion. Chemical methods, which is like polymer, surfactant, and micellar polymer flooding. Accessible methods, which is including the gases, which is like hydrocarbon gas, CO2, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and flue gas. Okay. So for the phase behavior, any fluid can exist in vapor, liquid, or solid phase depending on the condition at which it is subjected. So solids, liquid, and gaseous phases of matter which do exist in different states depending on the value of the pressures and temperature. Okay. For the phase behavior, we have the non-volatile oil, which is the black oil, which is the black oil, which is a liquid crude oil with a low solution gas oil ratio that most remain liquid under reservoir condition, which is low gas content dissolved in oil. So gas mainly produced as free gas during pressure drop. Its API gravity, which is American Petroleum Institute, which is from 20 degree to 35 degree, widely found in many conventional reservoir. And for the volatile oil, which is a crude oil with a higher gas oil ratio than black oil. Under reservoir conditions, it behaves more like oil but with gas dissolved. So the higher API gravity than black oil, usually more than 35 degree, more gas dissolved in oil, exhibits properties between black oil and retrograde condensate gas. Oil can vaporize the gas at surface condition. For the condensate oil, or actually which is known as retrograde condensate gas, which is a gas reservoir fluid where condensate, which is a liquid hydrocarbon, forms when pressure falls below dew point in the reservoir. Initially, gas phase in reservoir, condensate drop out inside the reservoir as pressure decreases during production. Liquid condensate remains in reservoir, causing possible formation damage. So loss of fluid, loss of liquid hydrocarbon reservoir, reduced condensate recovery if not managed well. For the wet gas, which is natural gas containing heavier hydrocarbon, which may condense into liquids under certain conditions. Certain methane, ethane, propane, butane, and heavier hydrocarbon may produce a natural gas liquid like propane and butane at surface, which is intermediate gas oil ratio. For the dry gas, which is natural gas containing almost no liquid or condensate, with a very low heavier hydrocarbon like ethane or propane, no significant liquid hydrocarbon at surface condition, and the gas oil ratio will be very high, more than 100,000 standard cubic feet over stock tank barrel. Also, this shows the phase behavior. The gas, retrograde gas, ultra-elite gas, critical gas, conventional oil, critical oil, conventional oil, heavy oil, pressure versus the temperature. For the phase behavior, we have the wet gas oil ratio, 15 to 100,000, API gravity from 50 to 70. Gas gravity 0.65 to till 0.85. Condensate gas from 3 to 15,000. We have the API gravity the same as wet gas, also the same gas gravity. Volatile oil, which is 3,000 from 40 to 50 API gravity, is the same, also gas gravity. Non-volatile oil, which is 100 to 12,500 from 30 to 40, 0.80 to 0.90. Gas oil ratio in the heavy oil, which is 0. API gravity, which is from 10 to 30, and the tar or bitumen, which is 0 in gas oil ratio and less than 10. Also, this shows the black oil reservoir, which is, as I said, a liquid crude with a low solution gas oil ratio, remains liquid under reservoir condition, low gas content dissolved in oil. Gas mainly produced as free gas during pressure drop. So oil is produced first, gas comes out of the solution as pressure drop. So this shows the critical point, initial reservoir, past production, separator condition, pressure versus the temperature. Dry gas, which is natural gas that containing almost no liquid or actually condensate. So no significant liquid hydrocarbon at surface condition. Gas oil ratio very high, produced mainly as gas phase, with no liquid hydrocarbon to separate. Also, for methods to improve recovery efficiency, we talked about the discovery, which is we have the natural flow, which is for conventional oil recovery, artificial lift, methods to improve recovery efficiency like the enhanced oil recovery production injection control and the strategic well bore placement. And thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nabi, for that wonderful lecture. I learned a lot. So please, we're taking our question and answer session by AB. AB, please, are you on the call? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, I can hear you. Confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So right about now is the question and answer session. So Dr. Navi talked about enhanced oil recovery. So after this session, now, if you feel you have any questions or any findings, please use the comment section. Use the chat button to comment, or you raise your hand and I'll call you out to speak. And please ensure to mute your mic when you're not speaking. Comrade Clement Matthias.
AB, sorry, before you proceed,
All right.
kindly make Stella and then you make her co-host so that you can share her slides.
All right.
Thank you.
You said Esther?
No, Stella. I said Stella.
Okay, I've done that.
All right, thank you. Can proceed.
So if you have any questions, please, now is the time for you to ask. Use the chat button to drop a comment, ask your questions, or if you want to speak, you raise your hand virtually and I'll call you up to speak. Okay, so we're still waiting for answers, questions rather. It seems like everybody understood what Dr. Navi talked about. So I think we don't have, okay. Mayowa Oluwafemi from PTI, you can kindly unmute and speak.
My question is, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
My question is, which oil feed are most suitable for enhanced oil recovery, and what are the economic benefits and costs associated with EOR projects?
All right. So if I'm to rephrase that question,
I didn't get the question.
Okay. He was asking. He said which oil field is suitable for enhanced oil recovery, and also what is the cost effectiveness of enhanced oil recovery. Did you get that?
Which oil field suitable for oil recovery and what, sorry?
Yes, yes.
Is this a question?
Yeah, I actually said, what are the economic benefits and costs associated with enhanced oil recovery projects?
Mayowa, can you come again?
The first question is, which oil field are most suitable for enhanced oil recovery?
Okay.
And the second one is, what are the economic benefits and costs
Okay.
associated with EOR
Okay, I got
projects?
it now. So which oil field are suitable for the oil recovery, which is not all reservoirs are ideal for enhanced recovery. So the suitability depends on reservoir characteristics, fluid properties, and technical feasibilities. So also for the advantages or the economic benefits of oil recovery, we have the increased recovery, extended field life, higher long term, which is greater cumulative production, improves net present value. More labor, services, and logistics are required. So in CO2 enhanced oil recovery, it also support carbon captures and storage. So for the cost and economic challenges of oil recovery, we have the high cost for new injectors, surface equipment, and pipelines, continuous injection monitoring and separation raise cost. Water injection or steam generation requires large volume, especially in gas injection and thermal projects. So which is for most suitable field for oil recovery, which is our mature, partially depleted reservoir with insignificant residual oil and good petrophysical properties. And also for economically, which is EOR offers substantial long-term benefits if oil prices support it, infrastructure is available, and method selection is tailored to the reservoir type. That's it.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nalbi. I don't know if Mayowa is satisfied with that. Mayowa, are you clear?
Not too much, but I think I have my answers.
To an extent. All right, thank you
Yes.
very much. So the next question is from Comrade from Clement from PTI. And this question is, what are the factors that influence oil recovery in secondary recovery phase? He wants you to expatiate on this. Dr. Nabi, over to you.
Yes, actually, for the factors that influence oil recovery in the second recovery phase, second recovery, which involves injecting external fluids, which is usually water or gas, into reservoir to maintain pressure and displace additional oil towards the production wells. So this can increase oil recovery by an extra from 15 to 30% of the original oil in place. So the key factors influencing oil recovery in second recovery, we have the permeability, which measures how easily the fluids can flow through rock. High permeability, which allows more efficient displacement of oil by water or gas. Low permeability results in poor swap efficiency and by passing of oil. Porosity, which affect how much fluid the rock can store. High porosity improves storage of injected fluids and oil mobility. Heterogeneity, and layering, are layered or fractured formation may cause fingering of water or gas, leading to early breakthrough. Recovery is reduced in high permeability streaks that allow bypassing of oil in tighter zones. So for the fluid properties, we have the oil viscosity, which is lower viscosity oils are easier to displace. Also, oil-water interfacial tension, which is lower interfacial tension actually between injected water and oil, allows better displacement. And the gas compressibility, which affects how well the gas can maintain pressure and contact within the oil. So non-miscible gas injection is less efficient than miscible. Also, we have the sweep efficiency, which is like the aerial sweep efficiency, which is fractions of the reservoir area that is contacted by injected fluid. Vertical sweep efficiency, which is fraction of reservoir height contacted by injected fluid. And also we have other things like the injection rate and pressure, which is too high injection rate, too low injection rate, like the pressure support or inefficient displacement, helps to keep the reservoir above the bubble point for light oils and maintain oil mobility. And also we have the reservoir pressure maintenance, which is essential to counteract the pressure drop due to production. Water-oil relative permeability describe how easily oil and water can flow through rock, and high residual oil saturation after water flooding indicates poor recovery. So which is all in all, the second recovery success depend on optimized injection, favorable fluid rock interaction, and uniform sweep of the reservoir. Managing mobility ratio and well spacing and pressure are key to maximizing oil recovery. That's
All
it.
right. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Navi. So I still see Moyowa, and so Moyowa, do you still have a question or?
Yeah, I have one. Just a quick one. Can I proceed?
Yes, you can.
All right. The question is, can enhanced oil recovery project extends the economic life of immature oil fields?
I didn't get it.
Okay, let me come back again. Can enhanced oil recovery, that's EOR projects, extends the economic life of immature oil fields?
Okay, should I come in, Dr. Navi, if you didn't get that clear? Okay, it's asking if enhanced oil recovery can extend the life of a matured field. I think that's what he said. Mayowa, confirm.
Exactly.
Yes.
Can oil recovery stands what?
If it can extend a matured field, a matured reservoir, I think.
Yes, mature oil fields.
Yeah. Dr. Navi, confirm you got that.
Okay.
Can oil recovery stands in Mashal reservoir oil field?
Enhanced oil recovery, can it extend the lifespan of a matured well or reservoir?
If Mashal reservoir is currently classified as an immature oil field, it's likely in the primary recovery phase. So production relies on natural drive mechanisms such as solution gas drive or water drive and gas cap expansion.
Oh.
So also for as oil recovery stands in the initial reservoir, the field is likely in the early production, which is primary recovery phase, moving to secondary recovery like water flooding, which is technically possible, but should be based on the detailed reservoir evaluation, fluid analysis, and pressure and pressure trends. So enhanced oil recovery may be premature unless pilot studies by advanced screening justify its need early in the field life.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. So we have another question from Anthony, and he's asking if oil recovery format is applicable to all oil platform, or is it just a particular type of platform?
Yes, actually, for oil recovery format, which is applicable to the oil platform. So while oil recovery methods are absolutely applicable to offshore oil platform, including fixed platform, floating production system, and subsea wells. So yes, offshore platform use all three oil recovery phases, which are fully applicable to oil platform, and the offshore field use water injection, gas injection, and chemical EOR to increase recovery, depending on the platform type, space and weight, availability, logistics, and economic justification. That's it. Is there any other questions? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can
we
you?
can hear you.
Is there any other questions?
If you have any other question, you can raise up your hand and drop your question in the chat box, please. Okay, somebody has a question. Gift Novena, please can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Gift Novena.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. You can ask your question.
Okay. My question is, how do you know the best enhanced oil recovery method to use for a particular reserve? And secondly, does enhanced oil recovery affect the nature of a reservoir? That's my question.
Okay.
I hope you get that.
Yes. Selecting the best enhanced oil recovery methods for a particular reservoir, which is a multi-process based on reservoir fluid, operational, and economic parameters. So the goal is to match reservoir characteristics within the most technically and economically suitable enhanced oil recovery process.
Please unmute your mic when you're not speaking, please.
So the best enhanced oil recovery methods based on a systematic match of reservoir fluid properties, lab and simulation results, and economic analysis. So a field pilot is always recommended before full-scale deployment. That's it.
Gift Novena, are you satisfied with the answer?
That was too fast. I was trying to jot down some things, but it was too fast.
You didn't get it? You didn't get my answer?
Yes.
Okay, the selecting the best enhanced oil recovery method for a particular reservoir, which is based on reservoir fluid, operational, and economic parameters. So the goal is to match reservoir characteristics within most technically and economically suitable enhanced oil reservoir process. So the best enhanced oil recovery method for a particular reservoir, which is based on systematic match of reservoir fluid properties, lab and simulation results, and economic analysis. So a field pilot is always recommended before full-scale deployment. Did you get my point now?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
We have another question from Matthew, NMU. Please, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Matthew, NMU.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, sir. So my question is, the miscible methods used for enhanced oil recovery. You mentioned use of hydrogen gases. Can you please explain the hydrogen gases used for this process? Did you get me, sir?
For the miscible enhanced oil recovery, which is tertiary method where a gas is injected into the reservoir to mix completely within the crude oil, reducing its viscosity and interfacial tension and improving oil displacement. So the common gases used, we have the CO2, carbon dioxide, which is widely used, forms miscible front within light medium oil, reduces viscosity and swells oil. CH4, which is the methane, which is rich gas, often part of natural gas injection and effective in high pressure reservoir. Nitrogen, which is limited use, which is used in gas cap expansion or for pressure maintenance, which is less miscible. Also hydrogen, which is H2, which is not commonly used, not currently practical due to reactivity and cost and safety, mainly theoretical, which is also for the hydrocarbon gas, which is actually miscible EOR, which is widely used in miscible which is water in miscible water alternating gas within field gas or liquefied petroleum gas, which is LPG.
Sir, please, you are too fast, sir. Can you slow down a little? Come again, sir, please.
Once again, for the see, for the common gases used in miscible enhanced oil recovery, we have the carbon dioxide, which forms miscible front within light, medium oil reduces viscosity and swells oil. We have the CH4, which is methane, which is rich gas, often part of natural gas injection, effective in high pressure reservoir. Nitrogen, which is limited use, used in gas cap expansion or for pressure maintenance. Hydrogen, which is H2, which is due to the reactivity cost and safety, mainly theoretical. Also, we have the hydrocarbon gas, which is widely used in miscible water alternating gas within field gas or LPG, which is liquefied petroleum gas. So those are the common gases used in the miscible enhanced oil recovery. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please, any other question? You can raise up your hand or drop a question on the chat box. Any other question, please?
I have one.
Okay. Go on, please.
This question is based on cost-benefit analysis. So the question is, what are the potential economic benefits of EOR compared to traditional oil recovery methods?
So your question, as I heard, which is what are the potential benefits of the enhanced oil recovery? Is your
Yes.
question?
Yes, to traditional oil recovery methods. Do you get my question, sir?
So yes, for the benefits analysis, which is we have the in the primary recovery and the second recovery and tertiary recovery, actually significantly higher recovery, which adds 10 to 25% more oil from original oil in place, bind secondary recovery, extend field life, which adds 10 to 20 more years of production, justifies further user of installed infrastructure, improves swap efficiency, which is mobilized trapped oil in unswept zones, handles challenging crudes, which is thermal enhanced oil recovery for very heavy oil, miscible or chemical enhanced oil recovery for tight formation. And CO2 enhanced oil recovery provides dual benefits like increased oil recovery, long-term carbon storage, and also delays abandonment, increase the net present value, and reserve classifications, for example, converts probable to proved. Also, for the enhanced oil recovery, which is a value maximizing phase in field development, through it comes with higher technical and cost challenges. It provides long-term production and economic benefits that far outweigh for the primary and secondary recovery, especially in agging or complex or offshore field. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir. I get. And one more question. What role do governments and incentives play in supporting EOR projects?
Your voice is too low. I didn't get it.
Okay. I said, what role do governments and incentives play in supporting EOR projects?
What rules of government?
What roles do government and incentives play in supporting EOR projects?
What rules do governments support enhanced oil recovery?
Exactly, sir.
Actually, for the government plays a critical enabling role in the success and adoption of enhanced oil recovery. So their involvement in spans of policy, financial incentives, and infrastructure, R&D support, environmental regulation, and public-private partnership.
Okay. I think I get little of that. I got little of that.
Sorry?
So I think I got little of that. I didn't get everything, but I got little.
Actually, the government support is not optional, so it's essential to unlock the full potential of enhanced oil recovery, especially in countries with an aging field or carbon reduction goal. So a successful national enhanced oil recovery program is a blend of policy, incentives, technical capacity, and infrastructure planning.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Did any other question again? Can you just raise up your hand or you drop a question in the chat box, please? It should be a lot of questions because this lecture was really, really, really impactful.
So if we
Yes,
have
I don't
more,
think there's
can
question.
if we have more, can we ask?
Yes, you can ask. Feel free, you can ask. This is a learning
Okay.
session. Thank you.
Okay, so I think most of my questions are based on economic benefits. So I'm going to ask another one on the economic benefits. So how does EOR impact oil prices and market stability?
How does EOR what?
Impact oil prices and market stability.
So for the enhanced oil recovery, which affects oil prices in global markets in the multiple ways, both likely within a country or basin and globally through supply balance, production forecast, and long-term energy security. So we have the increased supply downward pressure on oil prices. We have the prices, which is sensitivity of oil EOR project, which is economically at a higher oil prices. Lower oil prices, many enhanced oil recovery project may be delayed or canceled, stabilizing local market and reducing import. So in importing countries, enhanced oil recovery boosts local production and reduces dependency on foreign oil and improving the trade balance. Also for the enhanced oil recovery, which acts like a structuring lever, enhancing supply elasticity, stabilizing the local market and influencing long-term price trends. So while its short-term effect on price is limited, widespread enhanced oil recovery adoption has global implication on reserve energy independence and oil pricing dynamics.
Okay. Right. Thank you, sir.
That's it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you,
You're
sir.
welcome.
Okay, sir, thank you so much. Any other question, please? Any other question? Please, why the question association is still going on? Please fill the form, attendance form. I drop the link in chat box, please. It's very important. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay.
Okay, I think before you came, some people actually posted their question on the group chat, which have not been answered. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello?
I said some questions was posted on the group chat on the message, but which have not been answered. Okay, like Stella asked a question. She said, "Does EOR have disadvantages?" That question has not been answered.
Yes, for the enhanced oil recovery, the disadvantages of it, which is high capital and operating cost, technical complexity and risk, which is involved with complex reservoir management, requires accurate reservoir characterization, and in terms of monitoring to avoid early breakthrough or channeling. So some enhanced oil recovery, which is have environmental risks like chemical handling and disposal challenges. Thermally enhanced oil recovery consumes large amount of water and energy. So also, which is demands significant investment, expertise, and suitable condition when applied correctly. These disadvantages, especially for mature field within large remaining oil volumes.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Okay. I have a question again, please.
So,
I have a question.
okay, Mayo has a question.
I have a question again. We have, the reservoir properties like porosity, permeability. So the question is, do we have to consider all these reservoir properties when choosing a method of enhanced oil recovery? Do you get the question, sir? Okay,
No.
the question is, how do reservoir properties like porosity, permeability affect EOR method selection?
How does reservoir properties affect the enhanced oil recovery?
Yes, sir. I mean, the method of selection. How do reservoir properties like porosity, permeability affect EOR method selection?
Okay, Dr. Nabi, did you get that?
Yes, I got it.
All right.
So yes, for the which is affecting the porosity and the permeability. Porosity controls the storage capacity of fluids in the reservoir. Permeability affect how easily injected fluids or gases can flow through the rock. So impact on the enhanced oil recovery: high permeability, easier fluid flow, better swap efficiency. Low permeability may favor chemical or gas injection methods that can alter flow paths or reduce oil viscosity. In reservoir pressure and temperature, pressure affect fluid phase behavior and miscibility of injected gases. Temperature influence chemical reaction rates and steam generation feasibility. So the impact on enhanced oil recovery: we have the high pressure reservoir are suitable for miscible gas injection, which is like carbon dioxide or hydrocarbon gases, where miscibility can be achieved. Thermal enhanced oil recovery requires moderate to high temperature reservoir. Low pressure reservoir might favor chemical flooding rather than the gas injection. Also, we have other things like reservoir thickness and depth, which is affecting temperature, pressure, and injection, or sorry, injectant selection, like steam injection, less visible in very deep reservoir. Also, reservoir heterogeneity and wettability, which is wettability influence fluid displacement efficiency, and heterogeneous reservoir challenges sweep efficiency. The impact on EOR, which is a chemical enhanced oil recovery, can help improve the swap in heterogeneous in reservoir by altering wettability, and gas injection methods are sensitive to heterogeneity and channeling can occur. So also for matching reservoir properties within the right enhanced oil recovery is critical for maximizing oil recovery and economic feasibility. Detailed reservoir characterization, lab tests, and simulation studies are essential steps before selecting and designing an enhanced oil recovery project. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Nabi, for that wonderful answer. So we will take one more question, and that's from Osoka. After this, if you have any other questions concerning enhanced oil recovery, you can actually reach out directly to Dr. Nabi. Dr. Nabi, is that okay for them to reach out to you directly on your LinkedIn?
Yes.
All right. So let's have your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. My question is, does this enhanced oil recovery affect the nature of the crude? Does it affect the nature of crude oil in the reservoir? Did you get that?
No.
Okay. The enhanced oil recovery, does it affect the quality of the crude?
Yes, enhanced oil recovery can affect the quality of crude oil produced, but the extent and nature of the effect depend on the type of enhanced oil recovery used and reservoir conditions.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Nabi. Thank you very much, Osoka. So we've come to the end of the question and answer session, and we'll be moving on to the next agenda on the list. Olajide, please confirm. You can proceed. Olajide.
Okay, sorry, I can hear you. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, are you still on the call? I think she's gone. Okay, no problem. I think we'll just end it here. Okay, once again, let me do the closing remark. Then, all right. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for the time. And our speaker, Mr. Nabi, you see thank you. I appreciate you, sir. We still hope to see you tomorrow again. Tomorrow day too, but the timing for tomorrow is not changed. It will be 5 p.m. instead. It's not going to be 2 p.m. So please let's try and invite our friends, and most of us, our chapters are not well represented. So please, tomorrow we still have opportunity. The lecture continues tomorrow. It's a 2 days technical program.
Alright.
It's a 2 days technical program, and it's the end tomorrow. So we can still turn up tomorrow by 5 p.m. For we that are here, I believe everybody has filled the form, the attendance form. If you are here to fill the attendance form, you can check the
Okay.
chat box.
Oh, I wanted to ask, sorry for cutting you. Are we taking photo? Is there a photo session?
Yeah, we are supposed to take a photo session, but since the program is still until tomorrow, we can leave that till tomorrow.
All right.
No, please, we have to take a photograph session for day one, please. Lagite. I had network issues
Did
before,
I
I'm sorry. We have to take a photograph session for day one, please.
Photograph
Hello?
session.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Okay, please turn on your cameras, please. Thank you.